Speaking of, let me go ahead and turn on YouTube while I'm thinking about that really quickly. So I think this is a good day to stream to YouTube as well. But yeah, so the first one that's coming out is, it varies a little bit by country, but the Windows version comes out this month, toward end of this month is my understanding, kind of into February. And then the SteamOS version will be available closer to May because Valve is still kind of finishing up the SteamOS stuff. So we'll definitely test both versions here on stream, but the Windows one is the one that's gonna be available first. So you can kind of choose which one you want, essentially, if you want to go Windows or Steam. It's actually very interesting. I've seen split opinions on this both ways. Some people really like that the Go runs Windows. Some people really want SteamOS. So I'm kind of glad we have both options because both tribes there are very vocal on how they feel about everything. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, the Windows one's the one that should be coming in today. I don't have the one for the Go 2 yet because that's just a prototype, but you'll see some videos of that for sure going out right now on CES coverage as well. Also, welcome on YouTube side. I see you, Spawn, Cantia, Madrif, welcome in. Hope you're all doing pretty well. Are you able to confirm the SteamOS version will have Z2 Go and Z1E options and 32 gigabytes of RAM? So I'm not totally sure, my chief. I was trying to see if I could get a product manager to jump on here potentially to answer some of these more specific questions. Definitely take a look at the press release if you haven't already, because that gives you some information on the specifics here. And there's the actual blurb up here about the product, and then there's more specific details down here. So if you want to check out a specific product, let me see if I can find the one for the Go. There's so much documentation here in these things, so you can kind of look through and see if that's an option. But if you have questions like that I can't answer during the stream, I'll see if our product managers can give some responses to those after the fact as well. Yeah, I'm pretty partial to it. I'm really excited to check these out. People did see there's the Steam button on this one too. It's kind of hard to tell with the size of this image, but there's actually a Steam button on the Steam OS version, which is pretty cool. There was also the really great trailer we put out. If you guys saw this, I was really curious to see the reception of this trailer because it was very controversial. People either loved it or hated it internally, and it seems like that's kind of the response people got externally too. I personally like it a lot, but yeah, there's been very mixed feedback on it overall, which I think is kind of good. I mean, you're never gonna get like a marketing material that everybody likes anyway, but I think overall this is pretty creative if you've not already seen it. I won't spoil it all for you, but it's the promo for the Steam OS version in particular, which is pretty cool. So check that out if you haven't already. Is my chat updating? I don't think it is. You covered the trailer in your video. It's awesome. Yeah, nice, Marchief. I think it turned out pretty good overall, to be honest. Oh, my social stream chat broke. That's what broke. Interesting. Okay, let me restart that really quickly. I have this tool that combines Twitch and YouTube chat, and it's not happy right now, so I'm gonna retry it really quickly. Let's watch it and vote. You guys want to watch it? We can. I can just like put it full screen really quickly for a second, I think. Let me see if I do. Let's do like bottom left cam maybe, and then just take my camera off, and you guys can tell me what you think about it. All right, I'll stop the music too. Here you go. Hang on, let me restart it for you. There you go.
What can I do you for? Ergonomic design. Looks like an exclusive AMD Ryzen Z2 Go. Impressive. Give it a go. You wanna go?
Let's go.
You should posse up. Boss is here. heard you was looking for a challenge.
You'll have to do.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Y'all saw it.
Round 2.
You betcha.
There's something about this place. It seems like anything is possible.
It's go country.
Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
Rate your impossible. Okay, side note, I really want to get this guy's thing right here as like a stream effect. You want to go? Something like that. Yeah, I think there's so many good clippable moments in this part. So anyway, that's the video. Hope you liked it. That was pretty cool. I was not involved in the direct making of that ad, to be clear. That was definitely the wider team, but I think in terms of all the ads I've seen over the years, it was one of the more creative ones, especially because I was just glad it wasn't like another classic gamer cliche. I talk about this all the time on the stream. I really hate like the gamer cliche stuff that every brand does, and I feel like that ad is not that. So I'm really excited about that. Let's go on Rivalok. How's it going? Hello, hello. Welcome in, YouTube friends. Should be working now finally. You guys should see what I run with Yurgo. What do you run on it, Davsty? Triple monitor streaming setup, very nice. Yeah, if you have actually pictures of your setup, make sure you post them in the community, because I love to see kind of what people have. I saw this one today somebody shared was they made like a wall mount for the Go that clamps on it when you put it on the wall. I'll see if I can find it, but it was super cool looking. I think they 3D printed it or something, which is pretty cool. What's up, Ice Callie? So that was the Go S trailer. Again, there's a lot of stuff on the site right now if you want to check out all the new products, and there will be more coming out over the course of the week. In fact, I recorded a Legion monthly video that should be going up tomorrow. I was gonna put it up today, but there's actually another video coming out today from the Legion team too, the wider Legion team. So there's a lot of videos coming out, a lot of news as well. Some other news that I have to share on this topic is the reason that the January giveaway is delayed is I am actually trying to get one of these products for our January giveaway, and they're not quite available yet. So you might see that this one comes out towards the end of January. This is the product I'm trying to get for the January giveaway. Okay, so I have to kind of delay it a little bit because I can't even get it for you guys until like the start of February, but I'll probably announce the giveaway in the next couple days and then run it through mid-February, if that makes sense. And then we'll probably also do a couple of these. My hope is to take this device in particular. We'll do one for a community giveaway for North America, and then a couple for creator collab giveaways as well. And I'd like to do that kind of periodically going forward. So that is the plan. And then whenever the SteamOS one comes out in May, we'll definitely do that as well. And then the rest of the stuff coming, same deal. So that's the plan. Yeah, February for UK and EU. Sasko, I believe, is what Dan, he was trying to do the same thing, but I think it's actually, I'm not sure exactly the availability timing in UK. So he was gonna kind of move that to the next month as well. But we should be able to swing that across both Europe and North America pretty soon, which is nice. And keep an eye out for global stuff too. If you're not in North America or Europe, I see the requests from you guys pretty often, and sometimes we do have some available outside of those regions, just not quite as often. So stay tuned. What's up, Chris McCurdy? So is the Legion Go S gold or a gun? Both, apparently. According to this trailer, it is usable as a weapon. I'm not going to be demoing that in the stream today, but I guess you could do that based on that. What's up, Nalo? Good to see you. Welcome in. Hello, Max. Welcome in. Welcome in. I have this kind of interactive chat thing set up. Dalton, what's going on? Good to see you as well. A golden gun, indeed. I feel like my chat's not keeping up with me. This tool that I have. There we go. Legion Go S is January 21st in UK. First time you've seen one first in the UK, as it's February. Yeah, and that's due to a couple things, but I think it is gonna be slightly earlier in EU. It's just that Dan has a longer ordering process for his prizes, so I can still get mine earlier technically. I'm also kind of like, basically, January came around and I was like, okay, I can go pick something we already have and start it in January 1st. But I feel it's kind of bad to announce a giveaway and then 6 days later we have all these new products announced and we're not giving one away. So that's why I decided to delay it for right now, if that makes sense. Got so much hype right now. I'm pretty excited for overall, Dabsy. What are you excited for in particular from the whole portfolio? Because everybody's kind of got different things that they're interested in. I think for me, it's definitely the handhelds because they're just such a new category. Especially the Steam one is really cool. But I'm definitely excited to check this one out today. Hopefully with you guys, if it gets here in time. I'm literally going to be just checking my door throughout the stream to see if it gets here and I can show it. That is the plan, hopefully. You'll take the wait for the new tech, Abyssal. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff announced. CS in general, there's been a ton of stuff announced with the 5K cards. AMD had their stuff as well. There was a handhelds event that I think may have been recorded. It was in person with some people from Steam and AMD and Xbox, I believe. But we'll see if maybe we can get that video afterwards to share with you guys. Not totally sure yet. What were the glasses? Yeah, so Uguay, that was a good question. This is the Gen 2 of our Legion glasses, which are more of the aviator style. I think these are actually very cool. This one I am going to be getting a sample in pretty soon to show you guys. And from what I've heard, they're much better than the previous ones. I think they have 120 hertz refresh rate now, which is a big deal for glasses. And also are just, they look a lot better in my opinion. The connection's pretty easy with the USB-C being like right at the, I think it's right where the glasses end at the back. I don't know what you call that, but like around the ear part. So I'm excited to check this out with you guys pretty soon. There's a couple other videos on here as well. If you didn't see, I think this is the one I put out today with our boy Chris over here, who is an actual employee as well. And he kind of went through some of the actual specifics. I think this is more the laptops in this one. And there should be a video like this coming out for handhelds, maybe today as well. It might be live. It might go live while I'm streaming here, but this one gives some more details of the actual laptop lineup if you want that as well. Waiting for the specs for the headphones. Oh yeah, they're on there as well. Hi Summer, good to see you as well. Hope you're doing well. Can you show the benchmark the Legion Go 2? Not yet, Damon, because I don't have one, first of all, but also it's a prototype unit. So that's why there won't be any benchmarks just yet, but you should see a lot of coverage for it for those at CES. I think there's 1 or 2 units at CES that the creators there can kind of work with. So definitely check it out on YouTube to see some of the early coverage of that one. It'll be a little longer towards the Legion 2 for sure. At the Go 2. Do the glasses come with the cowboy costume? We should make that an add-on. Talk to Dweeble about merch for that. Chris, maybe we can make that happen. Why is there no keynote, Jonas? Yeah, so from my understanding, there was more stuff in person for Lenovo. I think we sometimes do keynotes typically around Lenovo Tech World, which is a little bit later in the year. Less of the like new product announcement keynotes versus just press coming out. So this, I have, I guess, like the unofficial live stream for, I guess it's official, I'm on the Legion channel, but it's not like a keynote in the way that other brands do. We might do it more in the future, and that's something I'd like to talk to them about for next year, potentially. Because I feel like we should be using a lot of this content online, and that's what I'm hoping this kind of does for us. But yeah, not this year in terms of like a traditional keynote like some other brands are doing. Is Legion Go 2 coming soon too? All right, so yeah, you can see the info on the Go 2 in the press release if you want to, which is, again, if you're on the community site or our Story Hub site, there's a link here that has all the details in terms of this stuff. I don't think there's a specific release date on here just yet, just in 2025, because there's still some stuff being worked on for this one, but definitely a pretty cool looking device. I'm really excited about the controllers in particular, because one of the biggest things people talked about was the edges of the Legion Go that are a bit more, I mean, it's very symmetrical, but some people didn't like the way this part in particular felt in the hands, and the curve should really help that from what I've heard. Even like the early people who've been hands-on with it really like that piece, so pretty excited for that. Does it come in green? If I get my way, Jay, someday it certainly will. Hey, Summer. Hey. Might have to play War Thunder with those glasses. Yeah, the glasses are really cool. And I think the trailer actually, surprisingly, does a very good job of showing how they work, because they connect right to the Go, right? So you can actually, now I don't imagine you're going to be standing in front of a duel with somebody like this, but you can just plug them in to the Go. And here we go, right here. So she's just looking straight ahead. So even though like she's holding it down below her, see how she's looking forward? They're pretty cool, and I've heard they're really good for travel in particular. If you ever go on flights or anything, you can just be like kind of holding it down here and have your head back and playing like this the whole time. So I'm pretty excited. I think they might actually be cool even for just productivity stuff. So that's what I kind of want to check out, but the glasses will be interesting to see how they perform. Edges are way better now. Yeah, they're definitely, and that's, you can tell with the Go S, that's a big kind of aim of the device, is to have really sleek ergonomics. I feel like it's a trade-off, right? Because with the original Go, which I have over here, I think it looks really sleek because it's so kind of angular and symmetrical, so it looks very like sharp. But then sometimes people do have issues with that part, so they kind of went with this design for it this year to be more rounded, just as the trade-off. It looks pretty similar though. If you see them side by side, like the same idea is kind of there. It's really just rounding down the bottom corners more than anything. Kind of wild, right? What else? What questions do I have here? But the battery draw is crazy. Well, the batteries are bigger, so I believe, and particularly for the Steam version, I think the battery is really good from what I've been hearing. So depends on what you're doing, but I know the battery was a big improvement this year on all the devices. Again, you can see more of the info here, like the 74 watt hour battery right here. What's banned? Great, so you don't mess up your neck. Yeah, exactly, right? The gamer posture, especially the handheld looking down. I think glasses would be really cool, just as someone who has to do a lot of chores and things as a dad. I would love to be able to just like wear the glasses while I'm washing dishes or something, or you know, cleaning or something, and just have something in the corner. That's like my end goal for glasses in general. It'd be so sick. Why no landscape display for Go 2? I believe there is a landscape display. Oh, well, speaking of a couple of things that people have been asking about, I actually mentioned this in the trailer, but yes, there is VRR this year. That was a big thing last year, so it is actually there. You can see it right here. Variable refresh rate right here. So it's definitely happening. And Steam's even mentioned that there was a video with one of the guys from Valve who was talking about how they're supporting that with, I mean, the Go, but also other devices, it sounds like, with SteamOS. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's native landscape, man. You might not be able to see this. Let me blow it up for you if I can. Might be on the wrong keyboard here. VRR, yeah, I mean, I think VRR and the landscape display were some of the biggest deals. It's kind of tough to see, but yeah, native landscape 8.8 inch display. So it is definitely native. One change that I did see some discussions about as well is I believe this one is 1920, right, versus the higher density from the previous generation, and that was due to that kind of gets you better battery life. And from what we heard, a lot of people didn't need the high resolution one, so that was an interesting kind of tweak they made with it this year. But overall, it seems like there's a pretty positive reception to that so far, which is good. Does come with a flash device like Men in Black? What? Sure, if you can find one. Now you're good, Josh. I think it's probably some miscommunication from last year's as well. Trust me, our product team definitely heard a lot about the native portrait screen, and the native landscape is a big deal to make happen this generation. So it is definitely happening, and VRR, right? Because there was a lot of discussion about that in the last generation. So I'm glad that both of those things are taken care of with this one. OLED and VR sort of negates the issues of the slightly lower res. Well, yeah, plus the thing that, again, it helps kind of increase the battery size, in my understanding, and the battery lifespan. And also, you don't necessarily need it at that size when you are doing things like VR and OLED. So I think it makes sense. I'll tell you personally, whenever I used my Go, I just really cared about the best battery life and performance. So I used the 800p setting almost all the time to get the most performance. But you know, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're watching like a show or something, you may want that higher resolution that doesn't really use a lot of power draw. Or if you just have it connected to your wall at all times, that's also viable there. Yeah, exactly, Dapsy. And I think like everybody wants the biggest number, right? Obviously, like it'd be great if it was 4K, but like if that's going to destroy your battery, it's maybe not actually worth it if you're not going to use it either. So that's something to think about, because it's all just a math equation to see how much battery life you're going to get at the end of the day. Ghost Fella, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I know that the Go S has VR as well. Again, I like triple checked that because I was like, guys, it does have VRR, right? Like this isn't a goof. And yeah, it does. So I'm pretty excited about that. The PS refs, I think, are out to a degree as well. If you don't know what that is, that's like our official spec sheet. You can just Google like Legion Go S PS ref and you'll see the official stuff there. So that is definitely worth checking out if you're really into some of the specs like that. What are your expectations for next year Legion lineup? So you're talking about for 2025? Depends on what you mean by expectations. I think I like all this stuff a lot. I'm very excited to see how this device in particular does, the Steam one, because it is the first non-Valve Steam OS product, handheld, maybe product at all. So I'm really curious to see how it does. And both of these, right? Because what's really interesting to me is if you go on like our community or Reddit or Discord, people feel very strongly about like, I got the Legion Go because I want Windows, or man, I really want to have Steam OS on this Legion Go. That'd be perfect. So I really want to see which one does better in a way and see kind of which one is more popular. That'd be really interesting to follow this year. Any news on Lenovo VR headset? We do have headsets, Shoko, but they're not usually in the Legion lineup. They're kind of like a different department. So I don't know as much about that off the top of my head. I mean, there are glasses, right? Like that's more of the AR thing, which you have down here. But there's not like a Legion VR headset. It'd be more of the Lenovo kind of bigger brand. There's a whole separate reality kind of virtual reality department internally. I actually talked to their head earlier last year, I guess, at this point. So I don't know off the top of my head, but there's definitely some stuff there too. In fact, there's just a ton of products that we announced this year. I don't even know all of them because Lenovo is such a massive company. There's new Yoga stuff, ThinkPad stuff, Aura Edition stuff. If you just type in Lenovo press release, it'll take you to our Story Hub website, which has everything for every brand. But I try to focus mostly on Legion for this device here. Really excited to see how SteamOS on the Go S over Baz. Yeah, exactly, Mark Chief. I am too. And I think it's probably just easier for people, right? I've heard that Bazlight runs really well on the Go. I haven't tried it myself, but I think having native SteamOS will be really nice. And to your point, interesting to see how it does like that. Does Legion Go also have a FPS mode? You mean the Go 2? Yes, it does have FPS mode as well. And will the Legion Go S have the same? No. So the Go S, the big difference with the Go S is it's meant to be like the more compact unit. So the specs aren't quite as big as the Go 2, but it has different options in terms of operating system, and it's all in one. So similar to other devices, you don't have the removable detachable controllers, but it's all combined, which can be good for the battery. And a little more portable, I'd say. So you have options now in the lineup. Instead of just the one Legion Go, you have either the Go S or the Go 2 coming for different options. Plus, the Go itself is still pretty capable. So, also, I think I don't know if I should say that. This is such a weird time to do streams because I'm not totally sure everything that's public knowledge versus what isn't, and so I have to kind of be careful as I'm talking about stuff here. Lenovo Legion 5i for 6. Yeah, that's a new one too. We didn't really talk about that yet, Dalton, but the 15-inch is, I think I was talking to our product manager. I think it's one of the first 15-inch gaming laptops, and he's really curious to see how it is received by people because we've done a 14-inch in the past. That was an OLED Legion Slim 5i. I believe this is the first 15-inch that we've done. So I'm really curious to see what you guys think about that. One of the ones down here, again, this week has been so crazy. I haven't even kept track of which is which, but there's a 15-inch coming as well, which is pretty exciting. And the 7i too looks so good. I love the white models. I'm a little, there it is right there. The 5i is 15-inch, which is pretty cool. And seeing it in person, it's like not that much different than a 16-inch. Obviously, it's 1 inch, but I think it's a really interesting concept because I've never seen one from us that size before. Can you dual boot on Go S? If you set it up that way, you can. Not from the factory, but you can do whatever you want to it once you get it. Did you like your 2024 Legion 7i better than the 2025 Legion 7i? So I don't have any 2025 stuff yet, so I've not tested it. I am currently using a 2024 7i, which is one that is pretty popular from you guys. It's this one actually we're giving away tomorrow. I'm pulling the winner for our giveaway, but this is one I use as my daily driver. I love this thing, but I'm pretty excited to try out the 2025 one as well. Break NDA live on stream. Think of the views. I know, right? Hey, I work for Lenovo. I can say it, right? I'm not under embargo, am I? How's that work? Can I release my own product stuff? I think all the embargoes are gone at this point anyway, because we're past it. Dabs, you said the Steam thing instantly made the Go the new flagship handheld. It's going to make so much hype. Discord's going to explode. I think it's pretty cool, right? I so far I've seen pretty good response to it. I made a couple tweets about it too. I'm very excited about it personally. And once it comes out in May, I really want to see what everybody thinks about it once they're getting hands on. And me too. I should hopefully have it to try with you guys. My hope is that we can get it a little bit early even and try to do some first look streams like we did with the original Go, because those were a lot of fun. Okay, sounds good, Marchi. Yeah, I mean, I'm checking my phone, man. It said the delivery window is between 12 and 4, and it is now 12:40 here, and it's not here yet. So we'll see, hopefully. How big are they size-wise? You're talking about the handheld. So it tells you up here in terms of the screen size. This one's 8.8 inches on the Go 2, and these are 8 inches for the Go S. So a little smaller on these, but roughly 8 inches, right? What is the most baller PC for this year? Depends on what you mean. Obviously, if you want to go for just maximum performance, it's going to be the Tower 7 right here, which is my personal favorite. That's what I'm running on right now. And if we have time, we might play it later today. But this is the one that, you can put the big old full size RTX cards in there and, the top line processors. So that if you just want to go crazy performance. But there's also the Pro series, right? The Pro 7i is definitely, if you want a laptop, pretty capable for whichever version you want, or the Pro 7 as well. What's up everywhere? How's it going? Tinnitus everywhere? Is that your name? I'm sorry if you have tinnitus everywhere. Send you a Go S so you can mod it. What would you do? I'm curious. Oh, speaking of this though, I have gotten a lot of requests from people since announcing this product. I didn't announce the product, but we announced the product about these units for either for reviews or for content creator stuff. Just know that I'm working on that in two ways. I want to try to work with our other internal teams to see about doing review units, because I think some teams do that. I don't personally do that as much. But I also want to look at doing creator collab stuff like we've kind of done with Headshot Jake and Sharkins and Lex and Burke Black, everybody else in the past. We're going to keep doing that this year with this product to start with, and then probably the Steam one. Definitely the Steam one. Whenever the Steam one comes out, we'll be doing a lot of these this year. So I'm pretty excited for that. So stay tuned. Also, if you're not into gaming, there's some stuff happening like that on the yoga side too. So stay tuned. Easy upgrades. So we'll talk about that soon, Kane. Yeah, they should be. I think a couple people have opened up the backs of them already. So take a look online. I didn't actually watch all of Dave's video. He usually takes those apart, but usually the storage is pretty swappable. I can't remember what size the SSD is. What I think it may have changed. Yeah, I don't think we have it listed on. Maybe it's listed in the bottom. I'm not sure. The form factor of the SSD, right? Because that was something people were asking about. I will try to get in contact with Ben to see if he can give me the info on it. But yeah, I think that was something people were asking about. Could engrave it yourself if you try hard enough. That's the attitude I like to see, Ravelock. Committed to it. I actually have tried to see if I can get stuff engraved in the past, and it's more complicated than you would think. So hopefully in the future. I can go over HMM PDF. Did something get blocked from this? Oh, did you link it to me, Ghost? Or did it get swatted? I don't know. Laser engraving laptop. We actually did laser engraving laptops for like the Avengers a couple of years ago. And I want to see if we can do, not Avengers, but some sort of other engraving stuff in the future. It's just very difficult process. So we'll see. It got blocked. Okay, you can DM it to me on Discord if you want, Ghost. Sorry, I think it's just for moderation stuff. I haven't even talked about all the key drop stuff we did this week too, which was really where my head's been the past 2 days because our site's been exploding from this Hue and Fall Flat thing. But yeah, we can talk about that too if you want. The Wukong ones are very cool. I tried to get one to use for a giveaway. They were kind of exclusive to China because China had, since the game came from China, there were like some special China only deals with Wukong that didn't get out to the rest of the world. But you know, maybe in the future we can do some of that sort of stuff. I love like the gold look for it. It was really cool. It's 2242 with extender. You can remove stock and extender. You can do 2280. Thank you, Ghost. You know the stuff better than I do at this point because you're talking. But yeah, I think because people prefer the 22. I gotta remember, but yeah, I think it should be easier basically to upgrade storage with the more available storage format, is my understanding. I haven't actually done it yet, but I would like to do it this year. Yeah, Nama, we were just talking about this, right? I loved the Wukong one. I love that game. I think it deserved Game of the Year personally, but I would have loved to get that laptop around to show you guys as well. Maybe in the future, we'll see. It's not solder. Yeah, you can swap it out, right? You're talking about the SSD? you only had that engraved in your laptop when you were in the army. Was it $1,000? That's crazy. Yeah, we had a way to do it at Lenovo here in the US a couple years ago, but I don't think it's actively used anymore. So I don't know. We'll see if we can do that more in the future. Oh yeah, there's a carrying case too. So apparently the case is pretty cool. This right here, I actually kind of like the way the text is exploded like that. There was a video someone shared in our internal chat of like the hands-on at the booth. It seemed pretty cool and people were pretty excited about that one. So I'll see if I can get that one too. I think it is probably a pretty nice combo with like the Go S in particular, if you want to carry that around. So that's kind of nice. Also the headset here. This one's wireless, which we haven't done a new wireless headset since I think the H600, and this one's a bit more minimal. So I will probably try to check this one out pretty soon. By the way, all the availability for US stuff is here. Obviously the pricing and availability may change a little bit by region if you're not in the US, but this gives you like a rough idea and probably a estimated time frame if your stuff's coming to that region about when it would come as well, but it's not always exact. Some Twitch shenanigans, yeah, with the links, that's probably why. Everyone that wants to check out some hardware related stuff, Legion Go S already has. Oh, is it actually up there? Nice. Yeah, so check that out if you want to check out the Go S, since that's the one that will be available very soon. And I'm hopeful that we can announce the giveaway tomorrow if all goes well. I might just have to change the terms of the giveaway so it runs a little bit longer than usual, because I want to make sure we actually have it in February to send you guys. But my goal was to try and get this tomorrow. I actually have to get all the images for the device first, and they're all like super protected because they're trying to make sure none of this stuff get out early. So I'm working on it, but this is like a crazy time of year when all the new stuff's getting announced and all the old stuff is sort of rotating at this point. What are you fighting about in chat at this point? I don't know. Now, is that wording plastic or threaded? Is that wording? Oh, you're talking about on the bag? I don't know yet. I don't have it in hand. I think that's probably part of it. I don't think it's like a raised logo, if that's what you mean. But I'll try to get it and let you know in advance. I don't know when this one comes out. Sling bag in April. So this actually gives you a good idea too of when we can see stuff on stream with you guys. You can tell if you look at the Legion Go S, January 2025 is this one. So that's the first one we're going to look at here. In May 2025 is the Steam edition. So I would guess probably, it depends on when they're done with the software, but I would guess probably like March or April, we can hopefully get a unit for this to try out and get some early looks at this one. The Go 2, I'm not sure. I think the Go 2 is very, they keep that one really tight in terms of info about it, right? Because it's such a big deal. So whenever I can get the Go 2 to try with you guys, we'll definitely do that. I just have no idea when that'll be at this point. And then all these laptops, I think mostly the laptops, we'll definitely try to look at. If you guys actually saw, I don't think it's actually on our channel, but there's an interview with Mark that you can find on one of the other tech reviewers channels, who's like the product manager for the laptops and desktops in the US. So he's going to be hooking us up hopefully with a couple of these to check out. There's quite a different couple of options here for you, which is pretty cool. A lock as well sometimes. I think we looked at a lock on here, but we'll do that. Towers, I'm hoping to get one of these fairly soon. They're a little bit further out, so we'll see. I think there's maybe one or two. The Pro 7i is the first laptop that's out, so this is probably the first one we'll take a look at, and then we'll try to get the others as they become available, essentially. I guess there's also monitors. To be honest with you, this monitor is like gigantic for me, but it may be cool to try out with the streaming perspective if you want to try to have like OBS on one side and the game on the other. Because fun fact, with this monitor, you can actually split it to be, I think both of these, you can split to be two desktops. So you could like take this giant monitor and just make it function as two separate monitors in the same monitor, which is kind of cool. Thinking holiday release for good? I don't know, Josh, to be honest with you. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, my guess is it's not going to be that late, but I'm not a product manager, so I can't really tell you. I'm just kind of the figurehead for the community. But I am hoping to have, if you guys have been around here a little while, you might know Ben Myers. What I call the cooler, much cooler Ben around here is the product manager for Legion Go, and he's very passionate about the product line. So I'm going to see if we can try to do something with him on the info. I don't think he'll be able to share release date timing on the Go too, but like in terms of specific questions on the specs, even like feedback that we took into the design of it, I'd like to see if we work on something with him in the future. So stay tuned on that pretty soon. Oh, it looks like maybe sharing it over there. We'll see. You want to advertise a bag if it's faded? You want to advertise it? Okay, we can see if we can. Just maybe go to ourselves. Well, you can try. If you think you have more resources, go for it. Maybe you do, Stress. Honestly, of all the people in the chat, I wouldn't be surprised if you do. Add an extra screen that displays skill issue every time you die in game. You could do that. Wait, that'd actually be sick to mod that on this modder. So like you start up with like 90% of the modder is the game, and every time you die, it just gets bigger skill issue. So you're flying in like, you know, like a little JPEG down here or something. Imagine dual streaming or disc. Yeah, you can do that, Stress. Oh wait, you're sorry, I'm getting so tripped up with people on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But yeah, I think the split monitor is really cool. If you want to have OBS over here and your game over here, that could be kind of a cool thing to try out potentially. When we get Ben on for an interview, well, he's done AMAs before. I like to give people the option of doing either written or video AMAs. It depends on the person, right? I mean, we've done a fair amount of the written ones in the past, so we might do more of that for sure. Go for it, he says. True. Oh, really, Ghost? Okay. I mean, if he wants to, he can. All he has to do is just jump on my... Well, either he can do it in chat here, or he can jump on Discord if he wants to. Either way is fine. But yeah, I think I'm already getting... this is what I told him. I was like, I'm going to get questions I don't know the answer to, because I don't know all the specs, but he knows everything, basically. So, what are some cool stuff from CES that you're intrigued about besides the Legion lineup? So obviously the NVIDIA cards are pretty cool. There's also some tech that was really interesting. Like somebody was showing me the thing with PUBG. Did you guys see that? That was, I guess the idea is like an AI can be your squad mate or something, which I have kind of mixed feelings on. The tech's kind of crazy that you can like give it instructions. In the video, they were like, hey, bot, I'm looking for this size ammo and like level 2 shields or something. And the bot was finding it, which is kind of wild. As a community manager, I don't love the idea of replacing your friends with bots, but maybe if you're a competitive person, you're like, man, I'd give anything to have an actual bot over this teammate that is already a bot on my team. So it goes both ways. What's up, Manatee? How's it going, man? Okay, yeah, if you'd like to, Summer, he definitely can right now. Just keep me updated. I'm you know, when I'm streaming, my brain is in a million places at once. But he's welcome to either jump on Discord with me and voice chat and just talk to stuff, or if he wants to talk like in the actual chat. Oh, is it that him right there? What's up, Ben? Here you go. We should VIP him really quickly. Possible. Okay, but I just want you to know in my chat right now, it says you are a possible ban evader and we're monitoring you. So don't say anything wrong. It cracks me up. That is pretty on brand for Ben, I gotta say. Now you're fine. And that's what I was gonna say. If you prefer to just come on like Discord or something, I can try to get a couple questions for you or whatever it is. It's fun. I think it's him, Fitch. I mean, I don't have a way to verify, but my guess is that's probably him based on the timing. Unless it's someone who's really committed to the bit. Wait, did you actually flag him, Fidget? That'd be great. No, it doesn't say that about all Uguay. It just says that about certain people. So I don't know why. That's weird. Stuha, when will the website open? The website is open. The key drops are currently paused because we're working on improvements to the site stability. If you were here yesterday, you understand why. Basically, separately from all the Legion stuff, we ran a campaign yesterday for giveaways for this game, and we had the most traffic to the site in the history of the service, and it was too much. So we're working on fixes right now. We had a ton of meetings about it. Our dev team's literally been up for like 40 hours straight or something trying to get this fixed, so stay tuned. It'll probably be next week the way things are going, but we have a lot of these coming, so in the works. Okay, Ben M said SSD sizes are basically shipping with 2242 for cost. Supports up to 2080 was a big point of emphasis for us to support more expandability. Yeah, because I think this is something that the community talked a lot about in the first generation. So that's sort of the info. So guys, if you have questions in chat, I mean, I'm kind of like the figurehead again at this point, but if you have more technical questions about the Go or the Go S in particular, now is a good time to ask them, because Ben is kind of around asking questions for a little bit. No pressure, by the way, Ben. I know you're a busy man, so, but I do appreciate any technical stuff that we have questions about that you can answer. I also don't know. I won't say it. Our clip test contest starting again soon. Yes, I need to do that. There's a million things I need to do, Kane, but yeah, I have the AMD bundles, so don't let me forget about that before the end of the month. VIP, yes, thank you. For some reason I was thinking that maybe you could do that, Summer, but I will do that really quickly. VIP for Ben, and is that LNV? I'll just copy it. I don't know. Just so you can see he's legit. There you go. Where's the Legion go to? It's coming soon, Bernard. It's on the way. Nah, Ben M is the cooler, much cooler, better Ben over here for sure. That's true. No, yesterday was a whole ordeal. 2280. That's what I was thinking. Okay, thank you, Ben. Because I believe that's like the most common one people have to upgrade with. So that's cool. That's what's coming essentially. You're all good, Summer. You're all good. The stress you just expressed. No, I'm not stressed about it. I just keep forgetting it with everything else going on. I have like so many emails I have to get back to the whole time I'm streaming to and everything. It's just, life's busy. That's good though. I'd rather be busy than, not being sure what to do essentially. Why did Lenovo change the designs for Legion 2025 laptops? For a couple reasons, and this is one I'd like to have the product manager or the wider marketing teams on to talk about too. Can we see AMD Hollow on the handheld? AMD Hollow. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head, but we can maybe see. Again, guys, now is a good time specifically for handheld questions, I think, because that's sort of what Ben's more so doing. I'll see if I can get Mark for some of the more laptop side questions. He's at CES right now, so I can't. He's literally like showing the stuff in person as we speak, so I can't do it right now, but in the future, we'll try and get Mark on for some of these questions as well. Not everything's about you. Of course it is. Of course it is. You could have the global segment manager for the Lenovo Legion laptops. Yes, I know you know that is Fidget because you went to the Amazon with them. You're just flexing over there. What other questions do we have about the Go? I think someone was asking about the processors, I believe. That's my understanding. The question from Wada, will the driver updates be a little more regular moving forward across the Go range and becoming the party more in that aspect? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff being worked on for both of them, and I'll let Ben add any context he wants there, but I believe it kind of goes into some of the space updates too. You may have seen, I think even maybe in this article, there's some stuff on Legion Space. Maybe not here. But that was a big point for the brand, is some of the software updates coming too, and hopefully some of the driver stuff will be there as well. Ben said it's an extremely high priority, and yes, have been discussing this with internal folks and AMD as well. So yeah, just know that we see that and hear that and are doing all we can to work on it for sure. Any word on what Lenovo's working on with Xbox? Referred to an article about it, about something in the works. Well, again, we did at CES, I think it was yesterday, there was a panel with Valve, Xbox, and AMD talking about like the future of handhelds that we hosted. So there's definitely talks going on. I can't really give a whole lot more info than that right now in terms of what I can say, but just know there's definitely conversations going on there. And I'm sure Ben knows a lot more about that than I do. I'm just kind of, doing what I can in that aspect. Okay, sounds good, Summer. Yeah, if you'd like to, he can. I can jump over there. The D-pad on both Goes are switched to pivot D-pads entirely based on user feedback around fighting its. Yeah, and that was a big thing. If you guys have seen this, I've already seen comments on that, which is cool. But the way the D-pad has the diagonals as well, and it's that circle, it seems like there's been pretty good feedback on it so far. I think they're even one of the things that's being worked on, like as the finishing touches to the item, is kind of perfecting the trackpad. So that was, or sorry, not the D-pad. That's kind of pretty cool to see. You'll say so many of the improvements were driven directly by community feedback. Yeah, so if you guys were in the community providing feedback to the device over the last year, especially those first couple months after it launched, there was a ton of feedback and a lot of it was actioned on. Just know that all of it was seen. A lot of things were actually improved and changed on the current Go, but a lot of the new features here also come from community requests and features. In fact, Ben actually has like a direct line to a lot of creators and people who are super passionate about the device to get a lot of this feedback to the team. And other regions do too, but it's been cool to see. I think this device in particular, this line, has been really built on the community feedback in a way. The laptops are too, obviously, but they're a little more established. The Go is so new, and handhelds in general are such a new category that the community feedback has been huge to be able to inform the future of it, which is awesome. You got a Legion Go. Should you invest in an eGPU? If you want to, you can, Roboy. I think it's a pretty common use case for them. We just everything we possibly could. Yeah, exactly. And some things are easier than others, right? Like the VRR and things, you're not going to be able to push a firmware update for, I don't think. But that's definitely why VRR was mentioned in all the stuff for the marketing for these, as well as the native landscape display and that sort of thing for the Go 2 as well. Cooling fans is going to be quieter. You mean for the Go S or Go 2, Demonic? I'll let should I jump in? Just let me know. I see you guys over there, Ben and Summer. When you want me to jump in, I will, and I'll just be the host essentially for questions at that point if we want to. What's going on, 3-1? How's it going? Hi Ryan, I see you. So I don't know the answer to this off the top of my head, but we'll see what we can say on it. The dual monitor laptop. How long does the battery last under heavy workload? The dual monitor laptop? What do you? Am I missing something? We didn't announce a dual monitor laptop. We have the extended one, right? Like the bigger one from Lenovo, but I don't. Is there a Legion dual monitor laptop? Yeah, I've seen this feedback, Namu. One thing I want to say though is just know that like the lighting is changeable, right? So this looks pretty gamery with the purple and everything, but you can turn this lighting off if you want to use it in a professional setting for sure. And this stuff's the same. This is really the same thing as last year. It's just a different screen fill and things. So you can change out the screen fill and lighting to be whatever you want it to be. Fit better that way. Oh, the split monitor, JS. Yeah, so split monitor would be more of, I mean, you could use it with a laptop, I guess. I would use in the case of a desktop. Battery life, I don't know off the top of my head. That would probably not be great if you're running a laptop into a monitor, running two instances at the same time, but I think it's probably more meant. Also, this monitor is massive, so maybe you dock a laptop and do it, but you're not going to be moving around with that thing very often, I think. I see your messages, Summer. I'm looking more at the thing. Okay, I can hop in there if you want me to. I will do so. Hello. Are we working?
Hello.
Hey. Okay, so chat, this is Summer, and I think Ben is here too, maybe to answer questions. We'll see. Hello.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Hey, yeah. How's it going?
Good. This is the video lag, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're good. You can just go off the voice chat, I think, at this point. I'll relay the questions to you if we have any.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so guys, Ben is the product manager for... Actually, do you want to give your official title, Ben? I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, I guess, senior product manager for Legion devices, but mainly focused on the handhelds for North America.
Nice. Yeah. So handhelds in particular, I think are good to talk about here. If you guys have questions, which I think it's his first time on the stream too. So already welcome Ben to the stream. Been on the community for a long time, but never on a live stream. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciate being here. I just wanted to make sure that answer as many questions as we possibly can, and it's very difficult for you to be an expert on all 50 of the products and goodies that we announced. So.
Yep, and somehow you are though, so it's okay for you. Okay, so if you guys have questions, again, now's the good time. I've been kind of relaying them, but and there's a couple that I'll be honest with you, Ben. I don't know if you're looking at chat. I'll let you kind of pick a couple of them that you want to respond to, based on what we can say on at this time. But I think we talked about processors. There were some questions about the controllers. I don't know if we've been able to talk about that yet.
Yeah, processors. So the Go S is going to have the Z2 Go, which is a custom silicon for Lenovo specifically. So you're going to have a little bit better power consumption, a little bit better performance than what's out there with the Steam Deck, but obviously not quite as high end as the Z1 Extreme. So that's why we also brought that into the Go S as well. So that'll be available a little bit later towards May. And then the Go 2 is going to have kind of the higher end Z2 SKUs. So definitely looking forward to both of those. I think having the options there is going to be great. We were somewhat limited in options for the Go 1, and now we've got 2 devices, 2 different chips on each one, and then 2 OSs obviously on the Go S. So really able to address a much broader range of of customers and needs and price points too. So kind of looking forward to getting all these launched as soon as possible.
Awesome. Yeah. And you were, I'm sure, very involved in, choosing how these came to market. Can you talk to that at all? Like using the community feedback to decide how to take these forward?
Yeah, I'd say, and my back pain will tell you that I have been sitting in my chair just basically funneling community feedback from Reddit, from Twitch, from the Lenovo community forums, from everywhere we can possibly get it into the back end team, having those conversations with my counterparts on the global side and just saying like, look, this is what we're seeing. This is what people are asking for, having conversations around what we can and can't implement. And I would say, I mean, the new products were really designed with as much of that feedback. And I'm really not just saying that. It was literally, here are the key concerns from the community. Here's what we can do about them. And I think we've addressed as best we possibly can, pretty much all of that. Right. So, native landscape displays is a big thing. So all of the new devices that are coming out are all native landscape. They all have VRR. We did downgrade the resolution a little bit, but that was also driven primarily by community feedback as well. So, people wanted better performance and, they questioned why we included the QHD resolution. So I think this is going to be the sweet spot. You've got, 97% DCI P3 color gamut on the display, 500 nits of brightness, full HD resolution, native landscape, VRR, and still keeping that 8.8 inch display and then 144 hertz refresh. I think it's really kind of the best possible panel you can hope for on the go-to there.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting that, so hopefully you guys can see it a little bit on stream as well. But yeah, I was super excited to see the VRR and the OLED as well for sure this year. That was a huge deal. Okay, so I'll try and bring in some questions from chat as well. That's just some background on how involved Ben has been here, guys, on taking your feedback and actually implementing it on this new generation of devices. I'll just kind of work my way down here, I guess. I see a lot of these coming in. Paul, you said what you really liked about Legion Go Z1 Extreme was the adaptable aspect to use it for other things such as professional music production, etc. How will the new Legion Go Z2 Extreme compare? Ben, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure why we haven't made a bigger deal out of the Z2 Extreme. I believe everything was announced at CES, but I'm expecting the Z2 Extreme to be a massive, massive, massive performance increase over everything else that's out there. So,
yeah, I'm sure it'll just be better for that, honestly, Paul. So good question. I see a question about update frequency. Yeah, I imagine with the new wave of products, Saska, there's going to be, a need to support all of them with updates. I don't know if you can give any thoughts on that, Ben, but I think it's probably an ongoing priority for the team.
Yeah, there's I can't say too much on all of this, but what I will tell you is we are obviously very aware of how big of a priority this is and needs to be. There are certain things that are going on in the global socio-political atmosphere that are imposing significant limitations on certain things that we can and can't do. And I'll kind of leave it at that. But everything we can do, we are doing. There's some things that we just literally don't have a way to do right now. So I'll kind of have to leave it at that. Yep. But suffice to say, we do take it seriously. We are 100% aware of everything. We've had multiple conversations around driver support, et cetera. So the hope is that with some of these newer devices, that's going to be a lot more streamlined. Just learning lessons from Go 1 and trying to make sure that we remove some of those limitations where possible. And then hopefully, AMD can just directly release driver updates. And so the native landscape display will help as well. So stuff like AMD fluid motion frames, that should be a little bit easier to just kind of roll right out, right? There's no special consideration for our panel, that kind of thing. So we're positioning ourselves to be able to offer more streamlined updates.
Awesome. It's good to hear. Sir Super Death, you asked about OLED screens. I think it's just the Go 2 that has OLED. Is that right, Ben?
Yeah, so the Go 1 is LCD, 120 hertz, 8-inch, and then the Go 2 is OLED. And the main reason is just cost. It's a lot more expensive to go add OLED to these devices, and want to make sure that the Go 2 and the Go S kind of could live in different price ranges.
Right. Yep. Noah asked which Legion Go would be the more powerful, Legion Go S or Legion Go 2. I think it's definitely the Go 2, right, with the configs.
Yeah, the top end of Legion Go 2 is going to be the most performant, but I'd say high end of Legion Go S and low end of Legion Go 2 should be similar, if that helps at all.
Yeah,
Just
that's
the Go
fair.
2 obviously have more performance and bells and whistles.
I think it's a good question though, because we've been so in the trenches with this for so long that it's good to get your perspective, everybody, on the thoughts here. So we definitely make it clear that the Go 2 has the top end, the higher level there, I think. And obviously the form factor is a big thing too, if you want the all-in-one versus the detachable controllers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so on the Go 2 controllers, just the goal here is to make sure that they're backwards compatible as well, so that if people bought a Go 1 and they want to use the Go 2 controllers, so the aim is to try to make those available to some degree and make sure that the newer controller options are still available for current customers. You don't have to go buy the whole new device to get them.
Right.
And then the controllers themselves, ton of modifications we made. So we got a lot of feedback on the start select location, so we moved those up to the top and then added a couple extra macro buttons on the bottom left, as you can see. Pivot D-pad. We improved the RGB lighting around the outside as well to kind of make it a little bit more reflective of the Lenovo brand. And then, another cool thing to mention about these, at least the plan currently, which may change. Again, this is a prototype, not everything's final, but inside of those controllers, when you take them off, they each have their own individual USB-C ports, so you can charge them separately outside of the device if you like.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, the backwards compatibility is one I've seen a lot of questions on from you guys here. But I wanted to check with Ben to make sure we could talk about that first, because I think that's a pretty common request from people. So good news for those of you who have the base Go one as well. Okay, move through some of the more questions here. The Go 2 fan, is it going to be quieter? I understand that there's so much punch inside, so I would expect no changes. I don't know if you have any thoughts on fan stuff, Ben. I know there's been a whole... Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger and it's more efficient. So I don't have a working sample in my hands. I haven't seen one yet. I have mock-ups, but I haven't been able to get kind of firsthand. So I don't want to necessarily speak to what I haven't seen firsthand, but modifications definitely were made, and it overall is a better fan and thermal solution.
Yeah, and I'd say too that the fan stuff was definitely a community feedback point that we've heard. So I think that there's definitely some thought around that with the design of this one. Question from JS about SteamOS. Does it still allow for running Epic Games Store or other launchers? I believe it's just the Steam side, JS, and that's sort of where you might want to think about Windows versus Steam. But Ben, you can correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, I think that's as good an answer as I could have given, so appreciate that.
Yep. Do you want to talk to laptop stuff at all, or like how involved were you versus Mark on sort of the laptop side?
Mark is like the Goodwill Hunting of gaming laptops. Like he just knows anything and everything there is to know, and he can phrase the responses very eloquently. But if there's basic stuff like 15-inch, I think I came up earlier on the stream. So that is our first 16 by 10 15-inch laptop, and it is OLED as well. So we're super excited about that. Just kind of new form factor. A little bit smaller than a 16-inch, but still bigger than the 14-inch. So just, again, giving people options. And so we have high hopes for that one. That'll be broadly assorted as well. So you'll be able to kind of pick that up at your retailer of choice, most likely.
Awesome. Yeah, that one is... Mark had just shown it to me, actually, like last week. So it's pretty cool to see that getting announced as well. Okay, so we'll save some more laptop ones from Mark, guys, when he's back, hopefully, and try to get some feedback there. I will keep moving through some questions. Noah had one for me on wallpapers. Yeah, we'll try to get the new wallpapers on the site as well, especially the one. I like the one on the Go a lot, as well as the Tab. And then we'll try to get the laptop one up there as well. I'll talk to the brand team about that sooner than later there. What else do we have here? Can the SteamOS version of Go S dual boot into Windows? I mean, I don't think natively, I'm guessing, but you can do what you want to with it after the fact, I guess. Ben, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that too.
Yeah, I mean, most likely we will never be able to ship a dual boot from factory, as I think Ben mentioned earlier in the stream. But there will be obviously the possibility to load both OSs, right? So if you buy the Steam, you can go buy Windows and set up dual boot, or vice versa.
Right. Yep. Ryan on YouTube said, with the Go 2, would it be reasonable to run it on one cable directly off of a 45 watt PD monitor? Potential. I'm not sure if we can answer that just yet, just based on the timing for it, but
yeah, you're going to need at least 65 watts to run these. So I'd say probably not.
There you go.
If I'm understanding correctly.
Yep, I think that's the question there. Seal, I see your question on glasses. I think that's more for our accessories team, so I'll see. But I think you can use prescription lenses with them. I think with the current gen you can. Yeah.
Yeah, so, there's a little. I used to be the product manager for that for a little while for the first one, and I believe they carried into the second one. But they've got little clips that you can take to Lens Crafters or wherever and get stuff put in there and slides right into the glasses. So
very nice, very nice. Is HDR going to be available on Go 2?
Yes.
There you go. Easy one there. What else do we got here? Again, guys, keep in mind, right now we're looking at the handheld questions more specifically. We'll try and get the laptop ones in the future here. Speakers on the Go 2. Ben, do you have any...
yes.
Okay, yeah, you have thoughts on the speakers?
Yeah, so audio was another big piece of feedback that we got on the first device. Took some steps to improve those. So they are bigger speakers. And also the Go 2, we're looking at potentially Nahimic audio just as an enhancement. And then the Go S, obviously user-facing, front-firing, and bigger. So hopefully see some improvements on both devices from an audio perspective.
Very nice. Yeah, I think I saw a couple images of the Go 2 at CES, at least the prototype version where they're much bigger, so that's pretty cool to see. Okay, keep moving through the questions here. Why has Lenovo opted to offer a Z1 Extreme version of the new Go S? Do you have thoughts on that, Ben?
Another great question. So price is important, which is why we have the Z2 Go, and performance is also important, which is why we have the Z1 Extreme. So again, it's all about giving customers as many options as possible. And again, we were looking at just the Z2 Go, and I know it's 2 branded, but it's significantly less performant than the higher end Z2 options, but obviously we're able to hit lower price points with it. So everything is basically a trade-off, but I wanted to make sure that for those that liked the form factor of the Go S, and the design and all the other features, that if they didn't want to compromise that much on performance, we could still do a Z1 Extreme, and those two share a socket, whereas the Z2 doesn't necessarily. So that was really the only option for better performance, was to put that chip in there. But hopefully it's pretty well received still.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great context. These are the kind of questions I like having you around for. How much smaller are the Go 2 controllers? So it's all in one, so it's not like they're a separate controller, but I think it's 8.8 versus 8-inch screen, right? I don't know if the controller is really that different. Ben, you have any thoughts there?
I think the question is more around the Go 2.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
The Go 2 controllers are actually bigger. They're longer, but they're more ergonomically kind of flattened. And the buttons, you can't really see in some of the pictures, but the buttons are all separated as well. So that there's no, that right bumper used to be connected to 2 buttons. Now they're separate, and they're a little bit smaller, and they're a little bit better positioned. So they're going to feel less clunky while you're using it. So that was one of the other modifications that we made as well. And then those chamfered edges on the bottom are, I think, what most people care about and was our primary concern.
Yeah, they're so interesting because it seemed like people who had really big hands liked the current one, but then smaller hands had a difficult time with the angular edges of the first Go. So I'm curious to see how the feedback is for these. But overall, the backwards compatibility is also huge.
Yeah, that was a big point for us as well.
Awesome. Okay, I'm looking through more questions, guys, here. I think I've seen a lot of the actual Go questions so far. Any chance we can get a small flip cover or a small case for the Go 2? But I don't know if we can talk accessories yet that are new, but I know that the accessories team is still working on a couple things. The bag was on here, but I think that's all we've announced so far.
Yeah. One question from Fidget Ice. I see the Z1 Extreme. Is it going to have a Steam OS variant?
Yep.
Yeah. So there will be multiple Steam SKUs available in North America.
Awesome. What ballpark price range can we expect the Z2 Extreme devices to start at? I don't know if we can comment on that just yet. Yeah, but as
Can't
soon as we
comment on
can.
price. Yeah.
Yep. How can I get Ben's job? I need to work for Lenovo. Which one? You got two Bens here.
I'm sure a majority of you could probably do my job better, but it's a little bit more involved than it may seem on the outside too. So just bear that in mind.
Yes, they all are, especially here. Memo, you asked when are you planning to release the Legion Go 2? I don't think we have a date time frame to release with you just yet, but just sometime this year is my understanding.
Yeah, as soon as humanly possible, once the quality is there as well.
Yep. Paul said, so the Z1 Extreme option will offer better performance than the Z2 Go chip in the S.
Correct.
There you go.
From a pure frames performance standpoint, yes. From a power consumption, there's power performance curves, and I think the Z2 Go performs a little bit better on the low end, and then the Z1 Extreme performs a bit better on the high end. So it's really, do you care about price and optimizing your battery performance with acceptable kind of frame rates, or do you really want just like the max and then have like a portable battery on hand too if you need it, kind of deal?
There you go. Sketches of Harmony, that's an awesome name, said, is there likely to be a white Steam OS version? I think it's just the Windows that's white. Is that correct?
Yeah, so Windows is white. Steam is Nebula Violet, which is super cool color, and super kind of excited to have that in the mix there. I believe, and please don't quote me on this, even though I know you will, there may be opportunities to kind of switch shells around and that kind of thing too. So there will be paths to get kind of different colorways on different versions of products if that's really desired.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. They look the same roughly, right? So interesting. We'll see if we can update that for you guys as we get closer.
And one thing to mention too on the color is the pictures make it look a little bit less subtle than it is. If you see these in person, it's almost kind of hard to tell it's purple. It looks kind of grayish until you get it in the right light. It's a really cool effect and a really cool color. So really looking forward to getting it like in the hands of reviewers, influencers, customers, etc. in store. So once you see it in person, I think it's got a little bit more of a wow factor to it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm curious to see that one too, because from what you've said, it's pretty interesting in person. I'm looking through a couple questions here. Will Lenovo release a recovery image for the Legion Go OG? If yes, when the beta be released? You talking about the current version of the Go? I'm not sure exactly what you're thinking there, Jays. If you can give some more info, maybe. Do you have any info on availability outside of North America? So Ben is the North America product manager for the Go. I don't know if you have any knowledge on out of North America, Ben, but we can try to get more info there as well.
I do know we're obviously planning to release outside of North America, but I again, I don't want to step on Sergey or Clifford's toes. Those are my counterparts in other geographies, but they've been heavily involved and have some solid plans to launch these devices as well, I believe.
Yep, totally understand. And we'll try to connect you guys with the, not just North America because the community is global, but the other product managers from those regions as well. So it's not gray, no Ghost, which was kind of funny for us to follow leading up to this point. Ben, did you have any thoughts on that, right? Because it seems like everybody thought it was black, actually, when it was being...
It is really funny to watch all the leaks and nobody noticed it was purple. And honestly, I got one of these in the mail, a mock-up, and I actually had to take it in and show the rest of my family. I'm like, what color would you say this is? And they were like, oh, that's definitely gray. And then I realized I was actually holding a gray mock-up, and then there was the purple one next to it. So yeah, it is purple. It's Nebula Violet. Really cool color, really kind of low-key and subtle. Makes it feel kind of special and premium. So
awesome. Yeah, I love I love when we do custom stuff like this that's a bit more unique. Even like the white laptops have a similar effect, but I like the unique stuff like that.
Yeah, so the white is the same color as the white OS as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
The Legion Slim 7 or 7i, and
Yep.
then the Go S. So
That should hopefully be the one I have here soon to show people. I'm just waiting on UPS to deliver it right now. We'll see. Let's see. You're in the tech side for government? Is that, I think I'm reading that right, Army vet? And your product testing on the side, you've tested 15 Legion Go's and your personal device is a Go. Need any testers? I think we get a lot of requests for testers, vet, but I'm curious why you've tested 15 Legion Go's. That's really interesting. I think Ben is working pretty closely with some really avid community members on testing. I don't know, Ben, do you have any requests for feedback from people that we can kind of route to you ahead of time? I don't imagine we have units to send out yet, but or like a way people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I also didn't mean to I guess Twitch bomb your stream or whatever you call sliding in here uninvited.
No, this is fun. This is cool.
But yeah, the feedback. So obviously, I've been on Reddit quite a bit, scraping some feedback. I've been on the community site, scraping some feedback. We do have within Legion Space, there's a direct form that says contact us, and you get a little text box, and you can write whatever you want in there. All of that is like every single one of those submissions are personally reviewed by our development team. So every Thursday night, in fact, tonight, we get on a call with all the engineers, the software team, myself, some of my other counterparts, and we kind of go through and say, here's what people are asking for, here's what they're saying. So all that stuff is getting directly fed into our development teams. I do have a fantastic group of people that have kind of been with us from the beginning. They've got all the history, a lot of them under NDA, that kind of thing, to go try to get some, additional insight from general users and customers. And I have to say they've been fantastic, like really, really fantastic. The highlight of my career probably is just dealing with those people. So all of the feedback is very much appreciated. There's just, there's only so much that we can do stuff with, but when a lot of it is kind of aligned and similar, we can group those requests together and try to use that to get momentum to make change.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the group of people have been really interactive with the future device, has been super nice. Obviously, all you guys giving feedback is huge in the community, and I'm pretty proud because I think our Legion Go group on the community is our #1 most active group. So I feel like this device has also just been so tied into community feedback. I said this earlier in the stream, but in a way it's different from the laptops or desktops, right? Because it's such a new category. So definitely keep it coming. And if we have opportunities, I mentioned this too, like with creators or people who want to do reviews and things, I'll see what we can do around that in the future once we get closer to this stuff coming out, basically. Josh Ring said, will the analogs on the Go 2 be Hall effect? I think the current ones are Hall effect, but the future ones will be 2, right, Ben?
Yeah, so that's a fantastic question. So the Legion Go 1 Hall effect joysticks and the Hall effect triggers, which often get overlooked. Same thing with the Go S and same thing with the Go 2.
Boom. There you go. Also, hi, Dweeble. I see you in chat asking for samples already. So the controllers on the Go 2, is it the same setup like the Snap-on style on the first Go? If so, I am sold. Take my money. That was your question.
Yep. Same rail designs, obviously improved versus the Go 1, just from a kind of reliability standpoint. But yes, the rail designs are largely unchanged, same connection mechanism, but as many improvements as we could fit in there. And then again, backwards compatibility was, a huge point of emphasis for us as well.
Awesome.
So not just on the device, but the controller bridge that we just announced as well should work on both sets of controllers.
Yeah, which I can't show you because I want to go to, but you can see pictures of it at CES. I think there's like a hands-on, it's in like a glass cage, but you can see it demoed there at CES, which is pretty cool. Okay, anything else here? Would there ever be a Legion Go series product with an EMR stylus support? I don't know if you have any thoughts on that one, but I think
it's a good question. The stylus support has been a frequent request. The reason it's not going to be on any of these devices is just cost. So at the end of the day, we're trying to make the best device for the target customer, and there are some fringe use cases for it. People want to use the Go as like a gaming / note-taking device, or they want to use it for other things specifically. Reality is, I don't want to charge all of my customers for something that only some of my customers are going to benefit from. So, product management's all about trade-offs, and it's one of those things where, if everyone was using it for this, then it would make a little bit more sense to offer it as well. But it's similar to gaming desktop towers, not to go off on a tangent, but like, yes, I could put a 1200 watt PSU in every desktop, right? But it costs a lot to do that. And if I'm, putting a 5050 card in there or a 4050 or whatever it is, it just doesn't need that much wattage. And yes, it would be there to support upgrades in the future, but if 10 or 15% of the people are going to benefit from that upgradability, I don't want to charge 100% of customers for it. So same thing with the pen. It definitely would be nice to have on there, but it's just one of those things where the cost doesn't justify the benefit for most.
That makes sense. I mean, all the features like that are just a matter of, adding cost versus who's going to use it, right? So that makes a lot of sense. This is the back end stuff that you guys don't see for the product management side of what goes into the device. So it's kind of cool to lift that a little bit. So thanks, Ben. Okay, a couple more coming in here. Demonic said, what's the max wattage for the handhelds? Say if I was to deploy across the pond, would I be able to plug the Goes or Go 2 in without seeing the magic smoke? Do you know off the top of your head?
Not entirely sure I follow the question. I mean, the 65 watts is basically kind of what you need for Go S and the Go 1. I believe it should be similar for the Go 2. Whatever we ship with the adapter can handle 110 to 240 volts. And then the wattage, it's as long as you're using the adapter that's shipped with the device and it plugs into the outlet, you should be fine. If that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that should be good. Paul asked, for people who enjoy modding their tech, how easy will it be to upgrade and replace parts for the new handheld lineup? So I guess there's different ways to do that, but we talked a little bit on storage. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Yeah, so storage, obviously replaceable. Memory will still be soldered. Again, that's just because it's cheaper. It makes us, it lets us make the devices thinner, and it improves battery life as well. So like the LPDDR5X that we have in there, I don't think there's SODIMM memory. Somebody can probably correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all kind of done with the best experience in mind. And then now these will be available in 32 gig options as well. So it's a little bit less necessary to go upgrade the memory. On the storage side, again, that was a big point of contention for us. All of the geography product managers, the global product managers were like, okay, a lot of people are taking these apart. They're trying to upgrade the SSDs. How do we make that easier? How do we give people more options? And obviously supporting 2280 form factor was big. So these will ship with the 2242. And again, that's just mainly for cost, because those drives fit in so many different devices. So if we just buy those, we can get better costs on them and then put them in all the devices. But then if you want to upgrade, if you buy a 2 terabyte or whatever and want to put that in there, there will be space for the 2280 on both devices.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, that context is so helpful because I feel like it's easier to think about stuff like that. But what you mentioned of having to buy in bulk and across various devices, and even like slimming the device down and battery life, those are things I think people don't always know are involved in things like that. So I appreciate the context there.
One thing I'll mention too on the Go 2 that I don't believe was mentioned anywhere or hasn't been called out necessarily. We do have plans to add a fingerprint reader to that as well. So that's another thing that people have asked for. Does add cost and complexity, but having the biometric login should be a pretty good upgrade for you as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I heard some back and forth on that, so that's cool to hear that's coming. I see some discussions on things I don't think we can comment on just yet. Noah, you said the RGB on the controllers of the Legion Go S and Go 2 looks like it has 2 colors. Is that true, or is it just a glance? So I think you can customize the RGB in space, right?
Yeah, the RGB are the full 16 million color gamut, whatever it is. There's a slider. You can make them any color of the rainbow or outside of the rainbow that you'd like.
Yeah, so that's currently supported on the current Go as well, Noah, but that should carry over to the new generation products as well. Will detachable controllers ever be sold separately? Yeah, Gaming Gnome, that was mentioned earlier. They will be compatible with the base Go as well, which is super cool. And the connector too, which is great. You guys are mentioning drones now? I don't know how to turn that into a question, but maybe someday. Okay. What settings need to be changed to get Madden football to play smoothly on the Legion Go? I don't think that's a Go 2 or Go S specific question, Steve, but definitely jump in the community and we can help you optimize it if that's what you're trying to play on the current Go as well.
Hey, check out Deck Wizard on YouTube. I believe he has a settings tutorial for Madden specifically. I think it was for Madden 24, but it probably applies to 25 as well.
There you go. Check out Deck Wizard's awesome with having like every game that comes out. He has how to run it on the go, which is great. Now you talk about storage. What is the max storage you can handle? Say a 4 terabyte SSD or more. Do you know anything about storage limits, Ben?
Yeah, so you got to be careful with what you plug in there. Like if you go buy like a super top of the line Gigamax kind of SSD that needs 15 watts of power and you just plug it in there, it's probably not going to work great. In terms of storage size, I don't think there's a limit from our hardware. I think the limit would be more on the OS side potentially. 4 terabyte, and again, don't quote me or come to me with a receipt if it doesn't work, but it should work if you buy like a 4 terabyte SSD within the spec range that the device can handle. And I'll try to get some more details on that as well, just in terms of what the wattage that can be supported. I'm also trying to figure out if it can support double-sided SSDs or just single-sided. So sometimes there's a standoff on the motherboard that lets us screw in the 2242. And if it's single-side, the 2280 can sit right on top of it. But if it's double-sided, you have to take off the standoff. And I believe you can, but I need to open one production unit up and check it out when I can.
Okay, got it. Yeah, good question, Noah. I appreciate that. I think that is most of the questions that I see, besides some employees in chat saying, can we make this a new official employee work device? I'd be all for that if we can. I'll have to see. Make that happen. But yeah, chat, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Ben, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add on these devices. There's been a lot of discussion already, and I really appreciate you jumping on here to talk through some direct questions from people.
No, I appreciate the opportunity again. Didn't mean to kind of jump in here, but appreciate the community as well. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is driven by feedback, and it sounds like a platitude or whatever you call it, but it's really the truth. And couldn't have done this without the support of the community. So again, thanks to everybody for helping us make these products better.
Yeah, of course. And I don't mind it. Honestly, I think this is one of the coolest things we can do to make it more interactive for people than just another marketing thing. Getting to talk to the person behind the product hands-on is a super cool experience. So I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, let's do it again sometime.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off with Ben, but if you have questions in the future, let us know. We can get some feedback in the community as well. So thank you again, Ben. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
All right. See you. All right, chat. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, I think we got through most of the questions. I see a couple coming here at the last second. Limit Break, yes, the Legion Go 2 controllers are backwards compatible with the original Legion Go. So if you already have Legion Go and you want to get those new rounded controllers, you can definitely do that in the future here as well. A couple other questions about this. Blackberry talks about Legion Space software as well for some of the updates coming, doing all that we can. And there's definitely some space updates coming along with the new devices. So I can't give a whole lot of info on that just yet, but stay tuned. It should be impacting more than just the Legion Go as well. So that will be pretty cool to talk about pretty soon. There was also one from Paul said, will the build quality in Legion Go 2 Extreme the same as the Go S options? I mean, the Go 2 versus the Go S, I think I would imagine the build quality is similar. Yeah, but we can get that confirmed from Ben if you would like. Carrying case is big enough for everything that's included from the Go. Yeah, Kane, I don't know. I don't think Ben has that hands-on yet either, but there is a video of one that I'll try and grab. I just looking at the case, it looks like it's really meant to work with the Go, right? Because that can fit a laptop. So I imagine it was made for the Go, or particularly the Go S. I think that would work really well for that thing. So I'll try to get you some more info as well. Best X Twitter handles to follow for Go 2 updates. That's a good question, Josh. I use Twitter fairly regularly, to be honest, and try to put out updates when I can, but some others as well, like DeckWiz does a lot of Legion Go updates. Legion Go Life does a lot of updates. There's a couple Lenovo Legion accounts specifically that are fan run that are pretty good to follow. We don't have like an official Lenovo Legion Go handle, but yeah, I would look at either mine or some of the other community accounts out there that just put out updates. Definitely the community ones are really active with stuff like that, so that's a good place to go. What are your thoughts on the other handheld devices from CES 2025? I haven't really locked into ours, Namu, but there's been some cool stuff that's come out from some other brands as well, and even like some of the accessory brands kind of showing some stuff around the Switch too. So we'll see how that goes. I feel kind of bad because all the leaks and stuff going out, like we had some of that happen too, and I'm sure Nintendo's not super happy about that, but obviously the Switch 2 is getting talked about a lot right now as well. Still, is Windows work friendly for the Go 2 Microsoft Word, or is it more for gaming? So the function wise, they're the same thing. Demonic, you can, just like the current Go, if you want to use it to run Excel or PowerPoint or whatever, it's just a PC, right? So you can use anything on there. The Go 2 will be the same. Even the Go S Windows version will be the same. It's just the SteamOS version that's really built for gaming. So you're just gonna have Steam running native on that. I wouldn't get the SteamOS version if you want to use it for things that aren't Steam, essentially. But if that's where most of your games are and you just want to use it for gaming, it's kind of nice because it's really built for that. So it's very smooth in that way. Incognito, I don't have info on this right now, but I'll try and talk to our laptop product manager to get more info. One thing I'll say is I don't think all the releases that came out this week are all the releases for the year. So stay tuned. I don't know, to be clear, but there may be some more things coming later. So stick around. That's usually how we do things here. We usually have everything announced in the beginning of the year, and then like middle towards second half of the year, there's a second wave, smaller wave of announcements. So stay tuned. Is Lenovo Legion Go 2 have fingerprint lock? Yes, that's what Ben M just told us. There will be a fingerprint reader on the Go 2 actually, which is pretty cool. I think it's on the power button from what I saw. Not totally sure on that, but that would be consistent with our laptops as well. That's what's currently coming pretty soon. Pull this back up here. I'm still checking UPS, by the way, guys. I haven't got the package yet. I feel like it's going to get here right as I usually end the stream. If it does, I'll extend the stream a little bit, but still out for delivery right now. Hopefully pretty soon. Sling bag should be able to fit every... Oh, Ben's still here. So there you go. Yeah, you got your answer on the sling bag there as well. Worked with the accessories team on that directly. Very nice. Yeah, the accessories team is great, by the way. Like our manager here, she's pretty tuned into stuff, so pretty excited for that. Check out Discord later. Might be doing a drone show. Okay, Tasty. Also, Kane, I saw your questions on Ben 1v1. Ben plays a lot of like, I think Sons of the Forest right now, which if we 1v1 in that game, I would definitely lose. But if he wants to play some Marvel Rivals with me, that might be a different story. We'll see maybe in the future. You can dual boot it. Again, Quentin, nothing was going to ship with dual boot from the factory, but it's your device when you get it. So if you want to set it up that way, that's totally up to you at that point. Oops. Asked that specifically, believe they implemented it. Nice. What's up, Diz? How's it going? Are the engineers thinking about the noisy laptops problem? Again, Philippe, we're going to talk to the product manager for laptops soon. But noise with laptops is always just a matter of fans versus what you're doing on the device, essentially. Can you drop link on the sling bag? So the sling bag I don't think is on the site yet, because I don't think it comes out until later this year. This is really zoomed in. April for the sling bag. So there's not a link for it yet, but if you want to check out this link for just the product info, this is like our big press release with all the info that we just announced at CES. Hopefully one of the mods can drop that in the chat in a second here as well. Fingerprint reader to be on the power button. There you go. Yeah, so that's the same thing as our laptops as well, which is a pretty, nice placement for it if you're gonna be doing it that way. When are you gonna do a Roblox on the Go stream? I have not done Roblox at all in the past, Seal. So, although I'll tell you, I feel like the Go S would probably be a pretty good Roblox machine if you want. I've seen a lot of people advertising like Fortnite on the Go S at CES already. So, anything like that probably runs pretty well there. Hi, Duel. I missed what you're waiting on, but why do I feel like it's Go S? Because you're right, and it is. Oh wait, it's this right here. which I'll hopefully have very soon. Unfortunately, it's not here yet. Someone else sent it to me on Friday with 2-day air, and it's now almost a week later and it's still not here yet, but we should hopefully have this soon. Actually, I meant to ask Ben this. I won't put you on the spot, but I don't know if I can like test games on it because that's an early unit. I wanted to say, I'll message you, but I'm at least going to show the design of it, and then we'll see if we can play games on it. I'm sure you can play games on it. I just don't think it's going to be indicative of like the final performance probably because it's an early unit. So we'll see. You like Marvel Rivals is? Oh, come on. What gaming laptop folds straight flat? Huh? And is it OLED? What gaming laptop folds straight and is OLED? I think a number of ours this year, right? Let me go through here. I mean, we can talk more about the laptops in the future, like I said, but this one, you know, the Pro 5 will basically fold flat and is OLED. I think a lot of these are OLED this year, so depends on which one you want. Even the 15-inch, right, which was one we talked about. I want to say that one's OLED. Yeah, OLED, and this one is a 5i, so it's pretty flat. So depends on which one you want, basically. Omar, I don't know launch for Middle East for Legion laptops, but stay tuned. Nothing for laptops will be out until I believe like March-ish. But I'm sure, you know, if stuff's coming overseas, we'll try and get you info for that closer to that time as well. Quentin, thanks for interacting with us in the community. You're a Steam Deck guy, but let me tell you, you did the best clippable controller with the arcade machine setup. Oh, nice. Yeah, Steam Deck stuff's cool too, right? I mean, obviously, we do a lot with Valve now with SteamOS, so whatever you want to play on is cool. But yeah, community interaction is a big focus for us. I mean, I'm partial to it because I'm a community manager, but big shout out to Ben for being so involved with community, because product managers don't have to be, and he really goes out of his way to make that a priority for the device. I think that's why it's been received so well in the past, and I think it will continue to do that going forward, which I'm pretty excited about. Really excited to buy the Legion Go S. Planning to sell your Steam Deck, Akmal. It's up to you, man. But yeah, I'm very excited about it as well. I've actually not used a Steam Deck yet because I work for Lenovo, so I've been using the Go for so long. But I'm very excited to try out SteamOS on that thing. I think that's gonna be really interesting. Paul also looking to use it for music production, so hoping it will be able to run Ableton, Bitwig, or other DAWs with relative ease. I think it'll be fine. I've done some music production in the past too. I think I'm fairly sure the base Go can do it, right? I've seen some people doing it with this thing. So if the base Go can do it, I'm sure that the Go 2 can do it, and probably the Go S Windows version as well. Just don't get the Steam one if you want to run stuff like that, because that's not going to be super easy to do. Is it true that Legion Go 2 is planned in the near future? Yes, backwards R, if I can call you backwards R. I can't give you a specific date yet, but definitely as soon as we can. I think that was Ben's quote as well. Again, just a note, things are in flux in Go 2, so everything's subject to change. But just remember that too. It's a prototype for a reason, right? But this is where the team's trying to take it right now. So things may change, but this is for the latest info that we have on it that we can share with you right now. No, Fidget, it was sent from like Texas, so no. If there are any Dota 2 players in here, I'm the guy who wrecks the controller. Nice, Stabsty. If you can play Dota with a controller with Legion Go, I'm impressed. Because I tried playing League on the Legion Go with controller, and that was impossible. So more power to you, basically. I'm sure whenever we actually sell it, you can definitely show it off on Lenovo Live, but people can't buy it yet. So it seems a little early to do it on there. Maybe as a tease or something. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would love to. I think Mark has actually been on this stream before, like 2 years ago or something, but we've really made upgrades. Like I can do this thing now where I pull up the question on screen, which is super nice for these types of streams. So I'll try to get them on, because we do have a lot of laptop questions as well. Like the one I see a lot from people is about the redesign, which I don't have direct info on because I wasn't involved in the design process, but I think there's definitely some thoughts around that. I know that one thing is obviously making it look refreshed, right? That's one thing, but I think there was a reason for some of the visual design as well, so we'll try and talk to Mark about that when we can too. Right now he's basically doing that in person at CES for all the press, so we're going to come back and talk to you guys after that as well. Midstream code. So Wada, there's not an active giveaway for any North America stuff right now, so I don't have codes, but once our giveaway is live, hopefully tomorrow for this shiny new Go S, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I'm trying to push this to be open tomorrow. I have a habit of maybe underestimating how long it takes me to do things, so it might be next week, but this is gonna be the prize for our mid-Jan into February giveaway very soon. hard cases for Legion handhelds, any in the works for them? I don't know, Demonic. I don't know if Ben has any thoughts. I don't think so. Nothing that I've seen, but if I get any info, I'll let you know. Are you ending at 2 today or going longer? I mean, it depends on if I get this thing in, right? If the UPS man rings the doorbell in the next 5-10 minutes, I will definitely extend. If not, I may stop. But I'll tell you this. If the Go S comes in today, I might stream tomorrow because I really want to show it, especially like week of launch. So I might do a bonus stream tomorrow during the day. We'll see. Depends on if it gets here at a decent time. Valeri, I don't think we've announced one of these just yet, unless you mean like the processor, but you can check out this link on gaming.lenovo.com and just go to news and you'll find it. Do you know if the headset supports 7.1? Let's find out here. So I don't think it's listed here, even like the surround sound. We do have some headsets that do. I think it's the H500 that does 7.1, but this one's wireless for 410. So I don't think it's surround sound, but it is giving you the flexibility of wireless, which I kind of want to move to soon. I'm tethered right now, and it can be annoying sometimes. Josh, you just bought your son a Legion Tower 5i. Nice. With a 4060. Very cool. He was pumped. Nice. I'm using a 5i as well with a 3070, which I'm hoping to upgrade here shortly because I want to do more of this multi-streaming stuff since it works pretty well. Chat's moving. Please send a link to the YouTube chat. I want to read more closely. If someone can send over to the YouTube chat, that would be great. I don't know if a mod can pull it up. I don't have it pulled up right now, but let's see. What are your favorite Legion laptops besides the 2024 Glacier White Legion 7i you currently own? I will show you the one that I used for a long time. This guy. This is the 2021 Legion Pro 5, which is the one I used for a very long time. It was a beast. It still is a beast, really. It's just, I think it's got a 3070 in there. And this one was like notoriously popular when we put it out. People still love this thing, and I still have it in case I need it. But I did eventually upgrade to the new gen stuff as well because it's pretty cool. Also, the white one just looks really cool if you're ever in meetings internally. And even like at Lenovo, people say, oh man, we make those laptops? Because everyone has ThinkPads. And you pull out this shiny white Legion 7i laptop, and it's pretty fun, I gotta say. What's up, Zom? You love Legion Go and super excited for the upgrade? Very cool. I'm right there with you. Mod support? Yeah, Quentin, there's definitely a lot you can do with these as well. And I think Valve has said a little bit about SteamOS support beyond this stuff. You can tell it's definitely something they're working on for other devices as well. I don't know exactly what their policy is for SteamOS natively, but some people were asking about like SteamOS support on the base Go, which I think you can kind of do with like Bazzite right now. I don't know if they're going to officially release it beyond the Go S or timelines there, but I'm sure if they have plans there, they'll update on the Valve side as well. Couldn't do the Steam Deck, Demonic? I want to try. I've heard very good things about it, but I've just not gotten around to it just yet. Oxburg, yeah, I can share the link, I think, unless... no, I already shared it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, all the info's here. And by the way, this is just the press release for like the specific info. There's also, if you go into the news section here, we have the launch trailer, which is very funny. We also have this is like a trailer on the laptops. And I think there's going to be a new one coming out today for the handhelds with some more info. So stick around. And then tomorrow I have another video coming out. That's our Legion monthly video. Where we're talking about this stuff as well. So lots of content coming out to cover this in the next couple days and over this week. But this one's good for the actual specifics that we have right now on the handhelds in particular. Yeah, thank you, Noah. Appreciate you. Go S won't have a case. Go 2 likely will in the box. Okay, so that's info on like the actual what you get with you, right? Because the base Go comes with a case. Sounds like the Go 2 should come with a case. Go S will not, and that's probably due to some of the cost and things as well. But I think that's probably also why there's this unit as well. Because if you want a case for the Go S, then that's probably what that's made for, is my guess. A cool and quiet laptop's a miracle, Philippe. There's definitely ways to do that for sure. Okay, Quentin. I'm just looking for questions here. I don't think this is a question, but I'll keep moving on as we go. 5090 and 4090 when? I don't know, man. I think the 5K things are a bit out, so I might get like a 4K tower because we have an event coming up that's a community awards event that I really want to put on like every service. But I'm nervous that my current tower is not going to love doing that. So I need to get an actual Tower 7 with a 4K card probably before then. We'll see. It probably is the old giveaway link, Feely. By the way, Feely, your hat's coming tomorrow or Monday. We'll see. Because I'm pulling the winner for our North America giveaway from December by tomorrow. So that's a white 7i that I'm hopefully going to be pulling tomorrow. And your stuff will go along with there. You should, Dweeble. It's pretty cool. I literally, like, every time I go into the office and pull that thing out, people are like, where'd you get that? Which I love that effect because I'm a marketer. So if I'm getting people to check out my stuff and I don't have to do anything other than show it off to people, then it's pretty easy. How much will cost Legion Go 2? Wonk, we haven't announced pricing yet, but as soon as we can, we will give more info on that for sure. Will the driver support for the new Legion Go 2 be better than it was for the Legion Go? Lenovo told us it would be great and it wasn't. So we talked about that a little bit earlier in the stream, James Bond. There's definitely stuff in the works with AMD and internally, and we're doing what we can. Ben will kind of provide more info on that as we get closer to the launch for this, but just know there's a big space update to go along with this stuff, and definitely the desire to support ongoing stuff after that as well. Will there be giveaways for MX? Hopefully in the future, Diz. I mean, with this community site, we're pushing to go very global with it in general and expanding giveaway support to other regions as well. So stay tuned. Nothing immediate for that, but it's definitely on the roadmap for sure. Have you seen GD? That sounds really familiar, Lobster. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Maybe. You're glad to hear the Legion Space software is getting updated. Yeah, it's definitely a priority, and it's a priority beyond just the handheld this year. So you may see it impacting other device categories too. Stay tuned for that. What's up, James Bond? I think I already answered this one. Just making sure. Of course, TechPlanet. Yeah, and again, if you guys have more specific questions on the go, let us know. The laptops, again, I know a lot of you guys have questions on these as well. I'm going to try to do a similar stream with Mark once he's back and available for these. I think a lot of the feedback he does take to the team, just like Ben with the handheld side, and we'll try and get you guys more info on that stuff as well. I think these are really cool sessions to do because they make really good YouTube videos too, and then hopefully give even like the creators on there more info to work with for their own videos. So I think it's just a good informational session that's very transparent, basically. Can then go to case for the power cable. Again, I haven't seen it in person yet, Caliban, but looking at the way it's designed, definitely you could fit something else in there besides just the Go S. So I'll try to get a sample for you to check. This is coming today. I do have the glasses coming probably next week to look at with you guys. So that'd be kind of cool to pair with the Go S. And then the other stuff I'll try to get when it's available. I mean, keep in mind with the device timing here. Sorry, I'm moving fast here. A lot of stuff doesn't come out towards like March. So I usually get stuff like maybe a month-ish in advance. Like this Go S comes out fairly soon. I'm getting it now. As soon as I can show you guys some stuff in advance, I will. And we'll try to get more like hands-on Q&A with it at that point too. But also Mark can answer some of this stuff. Or like in the case of the Sling Bag, the accessories manager, we can relay some of this stuff there. Do you prefer IPS or OLED on handhelds, laptops, and why? So it depends. I think I haven't actually tried OLED on a handheld yet. I don't have like the Switch OLED or Steam Deck or anything. So I'm really curious to see how that feels. I do have the OLED. I had an OLED laptop. I think it was the Slim 5i, and it's pretty cool. I think I kind of like the LCD personally, but I need to try out some more OLED stuff because I haven't used it a whole lot, and I've heard. I haven't actually used it for gaming yet. That's the main thing. I really want to see how it feels for gaming because I think if you're not in like a place where you have strong reflections, it'd be really cool to see the deep blacks and everything. Is it possible to replace the D-pad in the original Go with the one that's in the new version? I would guess not, Subsilent, but I could be wrong. I don't think so. So many games and devices to test this year. There's a lot happening for handhelds game tech. I mean, a lot of new brands are entering the space too, right? So there's just tons of handhelds, which is kind of cool. Even like Razer's making a dock now for handhelds. Obviously, Xbox is making a big push for handhelds. It's really interesting because it feels like I feel like gaming in a lot of ways started with handhelds, with things like the Game Boy especially, and then went to consoles and PCs, and now we're kind of going back to handhelds, but they're actually PCs. So it's been a really cool evolution to follow, and I'm really curious to see. I mean, on paper it makes sense, right? It'd be nice to have like the power of your gaming PC with you at all times and just play it anywhere. So if the tech can catch up, then it's only a win in that way. People go nuts here when you play your Legion Go. Yeah, I mean, handhelds have that effect too, right? Like if you have something like that that's very unique looking, I get that feedback a lot actually. Demonic, from people say like, yeah, I bring it out in class or I use it at work, and everyone's asking what it is at the airport, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool experience to have in that way. Salyer, we'll talk about this more when Mark is around for the laptop side of things. Okay, sounds good, Summer. I am not sure, Shrey. I think if you want IPS though, I believe that the Go S's are that. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it depends on if you want OLED or not, basically. I think most people want OLED though. That was definitely a top request and why it was featured a lot this year. And you mentioned a dock for the Go S or 2. So I want to say the existing dock works with them. I don't know if Ben's still around. I'm pretty sure though that the existing dock was meant to work with these as well. I could be wrong, but pretty sure. Go S is 100% sRGB. Go 2 is 97% DCI-P3. So there you go. And the current dock will work with both. Nice. So I can even show you that today. Well, whenever I get the S in the door. I have the dock here and the controller connector, but the controllers don't come off of the Go S. So whenever I got to Go 2, I'll show you the connector working there as well, which is cool. Sounds good, Diz. Oh, I do want to try League because the new season update for League hit today. So that's what I was going to play today, but this is way better anyway. So I'll play League this weekend probably. And then Marvel Rivals update hits tomorrow. So it's a good time to be into gaming if that's the kind of stuff you're into. Which device from CES are you most hyped for? I mean, Omar, am I biased when I say like the Go series? I'm really excited to try this thing out because it's coming today. And the Go 2, of course. But I think we're making some pretty cool stuff. There's also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we made like a rollable laptop that extends up. I think it's like I want to say it's like an 18 inch or something, or maybe it's a 16. It's crazy though. I don't have it pulled up right now, but just look it up. It's not Legion, but yeah, it extends up and you can get it now. So there's some really cool tech being made in like new form factors in other parts of Lenovo as well. You've seen some setups on YouTube of Legion Goes with supplemental external GPUs via dock. Yeah, Josh, it's very common. And somebody was asking on eGPU earlier. You can definitely do that if you want to. And people use it as their main workstation too, especially the base Go, because you can just disconnect the controllers. So people will literally just replace their entire work PC with this thing, which is wild. And you can definitely do that with the Go 2 as well, or the Go S non-Steam version. I mean, you could do it with the Steam version. It would just be a lot more work. So I'd recommend not doing it for that one, essentially. Me too, Demonic. Me too. Oh, nice. Basically, yeah, I have technically Legion's in the partner program for Marvel Rivals. I just don't have that bandwidth to go try out the stuff yet, but Mr. Fantastic and Invisible and look very cool. And the new map and everything. It's gonna be cool. Flash, I did watch the League trailer. It was pretty cool. I was trying to save it to watch on stream and I just ran out of time, so I eventually watched it. But yeah, I mean, it was basically Arcane Part 2.1, right? That was my impression of it. Besides Darius, he looked a little goofy. Will Lenovo work on a cooling pad like Razer did? You mean like for laptops? Because we definitely have cooling pads, or what are they called? The stands, basically, for laptops. For the Go, we have the dock right now. I don't think there's a cooling device with that just yet, but yeah. What's going on, gamers generation? How's it going? Yeah, Darius was supposedly he was young Darius, which I would believe, but I don't know. I am not totally sure on this one, Salyer. I thought maybe we did. I thought there was definitely a slimmer charger that we had. I need to talk to Mark on that. There was definitely a different adapter that I think there were 2 different adapters. Maybe just one of them released here. To be honest, I don't know super well on that, but I can try to get some info on that for sure for you. The ergonomics of Go 1 and lack of OLED were the primary reasons you held out from being an early adopter. You know, a 2.0 model was going to improve on these fronts. Can't wait to get your paws on it. Yeah, and what's cool, Josh, is again, the controllers should be backwards compatible. So hopefully, for those of you who do have the base Go and you want to have that more ergonomic shape, you can just get the controllers and just get that as a nice upgrade versus the full device itself. That's definitely, you can tell with the design of the Go S as well. It's really kind of shaped to be more easy in the hands, which is cool. Trundle was God. Yeah. Trundle was cool. And yeah, Fidget, I was going to do that. I'm trying to get Legion into more of the early partner program stuff. And we kind of do that with the indie stuff already with our indie partnerships, but I'd like to get some early access to stuff too. Although I kind of feel like if we ever have new product info to talk about, that should be the first priority because it's the brand, right? Like the Legion. This week, this month, really, we should be talking about the new product stuff because people have questions. We can answer those questions. We're the brand. But later on the year, when it's a little bit less noisy after CES, we'll definitely do more of that gaming interview content. We already have some interviews working on with game developers, some esports side of things, even like internally in the industry. I'd love to get people to come on. And staff here too. So that's more the longer term planning stuff. But this is definitely CES launch week right now. Everything. Is Legion going to be in GameStop, or is that a field you can't discuss? Not to my knowledge. I don't have any knowledge, Demonic, but I don't think that's currently in the works. What's up, Gamer Generation? How's it going? Even labeled a Lenovo shill. Well, we embrace Lenovo shills here. If you're a Lenovo shill, I'm a Lenovo shill, man, because I work for Lenovo and I shill. So there you go. You may have asked earlier, but is there an official release date for the controller connector? The controller connector? You mean that guy? I need to have it like easier to grab. Yeah, the release date is now. It's because you asked, I'll release it right now. No, it's been out for a bit, my friend. I think it came out last week or last month, depending on where you're at. I don't know what region you're in, so you'll have to give me a little more info. But yeah, it's very live and purchasable on the site right now. So if you want that, and should work with the Go 2 as well. So if you happen to have a current Go, you want to grab it and then upgrade to the new controllers, you can. That's an option for you as well. Yeah, I am quite literally paid by Lenovo. That's true. What time are we at now? 2:07. I was trying to wait out to see if the UPS stuff would get delivered. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. You have the white C170 watt charger for your Glacier White Legion 7i. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking, Namu. Because I know we had some other charger come out, but I'm not totally sure the specifics of it because I don't have it currently. Are there plans for other types of connectors and or pro or alternate types of controllers? So, I mean, I'll tell you, I think the Go 2 controller design is really meant to be that more, I guess, quote unquote, pro ergonomic thing that you can use if you want to. To my knowledge, that's the current thing that's being worked on, or the controller connector, if you want to have that separate kind of experience. But I'm not sure. There may be like accessories kind of, I think I've seen some like that for the Switch that kind of mod the shape of it. But to my knowledge, this is the only thing that's currently kind of announced as revealed. We actively work with GameStop. I didn't even know that, Ben. See, I'm learning things every day. I didn't even know. Yeah, all like the brand stuff though. That's more Ben's team working with like Best Buy and Costco and stuff like that, I believe. I'm more on the e-com side on the Lenovo website. You know, that's what we call it. Subsilently have yours, nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't actually gotten to use it too much yet, but it's lighter than I thought it would be. Is the main thing. And it's pretty solid. Plus, it's cool. It's future-proof now. Like, hopefully, if the Legion 2 stuff comes out, you can just, if you have the base Go and you want to use this with the new controllers, you can, as an option there. Are you gonna pull a raffle winner? Yes, I will. Thank you, Seal. This is gonna be for a Human Fall flat key. Those of you are out. So Troglodyte, if you're here, let me know. I should actually pull at least one raffle winner. I just got a bit distracted today. Because GameStop said they don't sell them, so I had to go on base to buy one. Yeah, I think we just have them in Best Buy, and Ben would know where we actually sell them in retail, at least in the US. I know Best Buy does. I'm not sure where else you can get them like in person specifically. Maybe in Costco. Would a future Lenovo mobile computer use a solid state battery? Richard, I truthfully don't know to tell you right now, but maybe that's something we can talk to the PC side of in the future. Can you speak of the Legion glasses too? Also, yeah, gamers. So we were talking about this earlier today. I should be getting these in next week. They're, from what I've heard, they're much improved over the first edition because they're 120 hertz now. The design is a lot sleeker and easier to wear. It connects pretty seamlessly to the Go or anything you want to connect it to, like your phone or laptop or anything. So I'm pretty excited to check it out. I should be getting it next week, like a sample in to check out for you guys. And Russo, yeah, we talked about this earlier as well. There's some things in the pipeline, and we're doing all we can with AMD to make that a lot easier for you. And yeah, Trog is here. Okay, Trog, send me a DM on Discord, and I'll shoot you over a human fall flat key or voucher that you can do with as you please, basically. I'm just gonna do that one raffle for today, guys, but we'll have more next stream, okay? Trog does win a lot of these. He's pretty lucky, I gotta say. The controllers look smooth. Is it studded? Like on the back? I'm not sure, Demonic, but keep in mind this is kind of like an early prototype. I don't even know if Ben has tried one in hands yet. The Go is, right? You probably can't see on the camera, but there's like kind of a fine, I guess you call it like studding, like a grippiness to it. I don't know if the Go 2 will, but we'll see potentially. Really cool seeing the shots people using the Go on battleships, bunks. Yeah, it's very portable, right? Or like, I like seeing the truck drivers and everything. That's such a great use case for it. If you just can't have a whole PC with you all the time, that's pretty sweet. Go 2 will have an amazing texture. Okay, that's cool to hear. Texture is a good way to put it. Yes. Now you got me excited for it. I don't even know. Trying to do more with Navy, getting them more better options to new stuff. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Micro Center is the R1 too. Thank you, Zombie. That was definitely where a lot of people got it originally when it came out, because I think there was a deal with like the storage at that time. New technology, super premium, very cool, much goodness. That's sick. Now you got me stoked for it. Yeah, gamers. I think the glasses look very cool. I like the aviators look. There's some people have already kind of shown them on YouTube a little bit, so you can check those out, but I should hopefully have them next week. The thing I'm trying to figure out is how to like demonstrate them to you guys, because like it's easy to show you a handheld or a laptop because I can show you how it's looking. I can screen capture it in. I don't really know. I can wear the glasses, but I don't know how I'm gonna like show you what I'm seeing through the glasses unless I just hold it up to the camera. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I have like a POV. I need to get like a GoPro or something inside. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. It's gonna be an interesting challenge, but should be pretty fun. There you go. Here's the actual list. Legion goes available at Best Buy, Lenovo.com, Micro Center, B&H. I haven't heard of Navy Exchange. Okay, but that makes sense. Target too, really? I didn't know that. Walmart, Antonline, Newegg. Antonline I knew. Antonline, we actually have some of those streamers come in here sometimes because they'll show the Legion stuff and then also come in here and collab with us. So that's kind of cool. You gotta try the new glasses in person. They're a big improvement. That's what I heard. I heard like internally there was a lot of excitement for them to go with the Go stuff. So I'm pretty excited to check it out. I think actually I haven't really gotten to use a lot of AR stuff yet, but I really feel like that's going to be the next big, not to quote Mark Zuckerberg, but I really feel like that's going to be a next big push for computing. So I'm pretty excited to do more with that kind of stuff. And not just like the camera and the glasses, but you know, having the screens can be such a game changer. So we'll see. On Fort Benning, very nice. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here because I think I've gotten through most of the questions, and it's a little past my usual time for what I stream. So, thank you guys for being here. I'll get you your code, Trog. Just as a reminder for some updates, I may do a stream tomorrow, which I don't usually do, but I'm supposed to get the Go S in today, and I'd like to kind of show it with a first look on. Like, I would love to have like the world's first live stream with the Legion Go S. And it may not be showing all the gameplay on it. It may just be like a hands-on kind of thing because I don't know what kind of unit I'm getting. But I'll let you know if I do in Discord, and then we can do some of that tomorrow. Probably like midday, probably around the same time as today if it's going to happen. So stay tuned on that. Make sure you jump in our Discord. Make sure you jump on the Legion Gaming Community website for more info. And if you have more questions on the handheld or laptops, you can definitely feedback on those places and we'll try and relay them. I think especially the website, you can use Discord, but Discord has a lot of people doing other things too. Whereas on the site, you can leave comments directly on like the press release or in our Legion Go group, and we can really easily route that to our community team. And if you have Legion Go already, you can definitely use the feedback stuff over on the actual Legion Space software there too. So appreciate you being here, and big shout out to Ben as well for being on here. Ben Myers, the cooler, awesomer Ben, for answering all those questions. We will try to turn that segment into a YouTube video as well, I think, and clip it up hopefully with some pieces as long as things work out. So stay tuned on that. And again, we'll try to get Mark on here for something similar for laptops down the line. But really appreciate Ben jumping on there and Summer coordinating. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow with Legion Go S in hand. We'll keep you updated in Discord for that. So bye-bye. Hope you have a good rest of your day. See you later.